They look up and they see this giant black triangle just brushing the tops of the trees on their property. I talked to a lady a few years ago that had a missing time experience. She and her husband, this is near Londonderry, New Hampshire. They were on the porch early one morning, still dark, and they're near an airport. They're very familiar with the lights, the aircraft to go over. Well, there was this one set of lights coming toward them. They couldn't make heads or tails of it. Then all of a sudden, they're not standing next to each other anymore on the porch. They're kind of separated. She's looking. She's got her hands up in the air, and they look up and they see this giant black triangle just brushing the tops of the trees on their property, and then it passes off. And then, like a lot of people that have these experiences, at the moment it did not register. They just turned around and went back to bed. So later on, she realized that they were missing a little over a half hour, and then she remembered whatever that was, the black triangle. So she was on a kind of a quest to have a therapist recapture those memories. And it took her a while, but she had contacted me before she made that breakthrough. And because I am have followed John Keel had a kind of a catchphrase. It was, ask the contactee what they had for breakfast. And what he meant was, ask the experiencer what he or she, all about them, find out all about their past life, because he found that people that had these experiences, so a cryptid or an abduction experience, had probably had other experiences that they weren't even aware of all their life. And so, long story short, I found out that both her sons were experiencing orb phenomena, some in the house, some outside the house. They were having typical haunting phenomena. Electrical problems. She saw a shadow person, and then I know that a lot of times people that have these experiences have also seen some kind of a cryptid or unknown animal. So I asked her, I said, look, this is going to sound crazy maybe, but have you ever seen anything like a Bigfoot or some kind of an animal you couldn't identify? And she said, well, no. And then she said, well, wait a minute. My mother-in-law and sister-in-law saw something near the property, and this thing was seen more than once. And what it was, it looked like a black panther, but standing on two legs. So the point being that if I was still stuck in the 1960s with E.T., I never would have known about, and if it wasn't for people like John Keel